Hey everyone, today we're going to be continuing our series on developing your own add-on. The subject we'll be covering is using the dummy app. So here we have our dummy folder, and that's within the tests folder. And it's in here because it's used for both manual testing, which we'll show you this episode, and automated testing, which we'll show you next episode. So within our app folder, within Dummy, it looks just like a normal app. And then we have our config and public folders, which are pretty similar to what they are in normal apps. And you'll notice that's all we have. That's because the ember-cli build and package.json that apply to this are in the root of the add-on. So before we go farther, let's get to one of the reasons why we need a dummy app and why we can't just use it on our other apps. So this is one of our other apps that's using the blink tag add-on, and it's working just as we had hoped it would be. Now let's go ahead and shut down the app we'd been using, and we'll start up the dummy app. So this is in the root of the blink tag add-on folder, and we're typing in ember-s, and that will serve the dummy app on localhost 4200, just as if it was a normal app. So we'll do this, and this is our basic dummy app. Just welcome to Ember. We'll go ahead and go in here, in our templates, in just our application, and replace this. Well, not replace it, we'll put in a blink tag. So you'll notice we already have our blink tag in here. It's automatically available. But it doesn't do quite what we'd expect. And this is because there's a secret dependency that we already had in our other app that we were using to test this on, but it won't be in most apps, and it's not in our dummy app. So it's a good thing we tested it like this so we could catch it. So I'll go ahead and quickly walk you through how I figured out where the problem was. So I went in here and I put a log statement here in every interval to make sure that it was still doing this. And then I came back and I checked and I saw that yes, indeed, it is going through the interval. And so what's the issue? Well, then I saw that we're turning the property show on and off, but we haven't defined invisible anywhere. And this took me a little bit of searching to find, but it ended up being defined within the Bootstrap add-on that we'd had in our other app. And so if you don't have Bootstrap installed, then blink tag won't install either. So that was a hidden dependency. And obviously we don't want to include all of Bootstrap just to make blink tag work. So here we have two options. The first is to go into the styles folder of our dummy app and create something for the class invisible. And here we'll just have display none. And with that, hey, now it's working. But there is a downside to this in that it still won't work if the consuming app doesn't either have something like this or it doesn't have Bootstrap. So we'll go ahead and make this available in the consuming app. So we'll copy that, we'll cut that, and we'll create a new folder here, styles, in our add-on folder. And then we'll create a new file called addon.css. And we're calling it that instead of app.css so that it doesn't conflict. All right, and with that, well, as you can see, it isn't working quite yet. We'll have to go and stop and restart our server. And it should pick it up. Of course, with a setup like this, we can run into namespacing issues. .invisible is a pretty common class, so that we're making sure we're not stomping over something else, let's go ahead and call it blink tag -- invisible. And then here we'll do the same here. And now we have something that works and is unlikely to overwrite or be overridden by something in a consuming app. So that 3-minute interlude is an example of the type of problem that you may uncover by setting up a dummy app, and the type of thing that you may have to work through. So that's already one benefit, is we caught something and fixed it. For more complex add-ons, we may have a thing where we test every single part, and whereas over a consuming app may not consume every single part, or it may have them scattered all over the app. In a dummy app, we can make it so that it's all put together in one place, although here it happens to be just one tag. So I mentioned before that we have ember-cli build and package.json, which are used for the dummy app. Ember-cli build, as far as I know, is used just like it is in other apps. Package.json is a little bit different in that, well, first, the version number here is the version of the add-on. But then the dev dependencies are just for the dummy app. The regular dependencies hash that are not dev are a little different because these can be carried over into consuming apps. So there are times when you may want to copy something over from here, from the dev dependencies, to the plain dependencies hash if you want it to be able to be used in a consuming app. One common example of this is ember-cli HTML bars, which if you have a template, you'll want to copy over. But we don't have a template in this add-on, so we won't need it. But that is one of the more common ones. Finally, one more thing to know when you're working with dummy apps is to generate a blueprint, to generate something within the dummy app, you just add -- dummy, and that'll put it in test/dummy/app instead of into app. So this has been a long one, I know, but hopefully it's helped you understand everything that's within your dummy app and how you can use that to help make your add-ons better. I hope to see you in the next episode where we talk about how we can use the dummy app to help run tests in your add-on. See you then.